I was talking to a client who had already gotten through kind of creating more sophisticated messaging and clarity for their business, and then they were wondering, how do I make social media work? Like, how does the marketing work with social media? Hi, this is Mark Silver with Heart of Business, and I want to make this really simple for you. And this is a strategy that has worked for me for years and continues to work, except when I don't use it, which happens sometimes when I get distracted. A good social media marketing strategy is the integration of two different pieces. One is compelling content, and the second is networking, relationships. So let me explain. Compelling content is, despite any feelings you might have about like, oh my God, there's too much content and people are overwhelmed and nobody reads content. And I will say that people do not read irrelevant content or watch it, but content is still being consumed. I mean, maybe you're watching this video right now. Content is your chance to share some expertise, to provide some care to your audience, the same kind of care that you would provide to your paid clients, but at a lesser scale. I've talked about this and about how content needs to be consensual. So you're not wanting to overload people who have not consented to go into a 2-hour workshop or a deep dive coaching session with you. They're just consuming your content. And so you're wanting to articulate how you help people and actually help them. And you notice how I did it here. I started out with a little vignette about a question, an actual question. Actually, several clients had asked me this question recently. And I gave them this answer. And I'm like, maybe other people want to know. And so creating content that people will engage with. But you can't just put that on blast and expect that to work. Because people consume content. They take it in, but they rarely respond. You know, you might get a handful of responses if you have hundreds of views. And so that's but just one aspect of it. The other side of it is relationships. When you're networking with people, and by networking, I don't mean being at a cold hotel room at 7 a.m. with cold ice water, kind of glad handing and doing your elevator pitch. I mean, being out in social media, which is just people with hearts showing up, and noticing people that you are aligned with, attracted to, not in that way, maybe that way, but that's not what we're trying to do here. Develop your business. Focus. So, and then connecting with them, at first maybe just through posting on social media, but if there's something there and it clicks, send them a private message. This happened to me just recently. Somebody said, gosh, I'm really liking your content. I feel like there's some alignment here. Could we talk? And I'm kind of excited because it looks like somebody that I really do want to talk to. And I do the same thing. I see content that I like and people making intelligent comments about things. And I'm like, this I think might be both an interesting and a heart level connection and strategic, because this would be a good person for my business to know as well as my heart. And I'll reach out to them in the same way and we'll have a private conversation, not just interacting on social media. The reason why you need both is because they multiply each other. The content gives a way for other people to get to know you at a distance. And so there's a reason for them to want to talk to you. And when you do make those relationships, then you have some way for them to share you with their audience, with their network, with key people. And what that does is those two, content and networking, feed each other to build your audience and expand your reach. So there's a lot of details in there. We could get a lot more micro about both of those. How do you create compelling content? How do you network effectively? But I wanted you to get the concept that if you have both, each one makes the other one easier. So that's what I told my clients. That's what I'm telling you. I'd love to hear any questions you have or thoughts you have, but I'm looking forward to seeing you articulating your leadership and your expertise out there and weaving a tapestry of support with heart-centered relationships that support your business. Blessings.